All right, question 6. We have a cat. He's attacking a mouse. He leaps at a 33-degree angle with a velocity of 3 meters per second. The cat weighs 7 kilograms. What is the kinetic energy of the cat at his highest point? All right, so you have to use the kinematics as well to figure what this one is. So we have our cat. Angle is 33 degrees. This is 3 meters per second for an initial velocity. Mass of the cat is 7 kilograms. And we are wondering what the kinetic energy of the cat is at its highest point. So kinetic energy is just 1/2 mv squared. At the highest point, we can maybe say that that's its final or its highest point there, final velocity. All right, so that's 1/2. The mass is 7. All I would need to know is what's the final velocity of the cat at the highest point. So I give you the hint that you need to use kinematics. So we'll go ahead and plug those in. It is not 3 meters per second. That's the initial velocity, not at the highest point. So if we want to go ahead and use kinematics, I'm going to write out my tables. Okay. I'm going to see what I know. Okay. So there's a couple of things in here that it tells you. It says it's the highest point. As soon as it says it's the highest point, we know that the final velocity in the y direction must be 0, because that's what it is at the highest point. Acceleration in the y direction is always negative 9.8. Acceleration in the x direction here we know is going to have to be 0. We need one more thing to figure this all out, and that of course is going to be the initial velocity. We were given it as 3 meters per second at 33 degrees, so we'll need to go ahead and break that down. I'm going to use cosine to get the x-axis. So we'll have 3 times the cosine of 33 degrees. And so the x-axis version here will have 2.52. And for the y, I'll use sine, being it's the opposite. I want to go ahead and use sine. So we'll use 3 sine of 33, and that gives us 1.63 meters per second. So for the velocity at the highest point, it's these then, is what I'm looking for. So the velocity in the y direction is 0, but I need to know what the velocity is in the x direction. And because the acceleration is 0, it makes this problem rather simple, because if the acceleration is 0, it means that the two there are the same. So we have 2.52 for the final velocity total at the highest point. 2.52 squared. That we can plug in, and that gets us 0.5 times 7 times 2.52 squared. Gives us a total kinetic energy of 22 joules. It's actually 22.22, but 22 joules of energy.